Hey, yo, what's up? This is Ice-T sending a special shout out to Team Liquid. I met y'all last year at Barclays, and I expect you to win this year in Barclays. You are very cool to me. ESL One, Team Liquid. I'm rooting for y'all.
I wonder whether Duncan has any famous rappers that give him pump-up messages before he goes live on a show.
Shall I start a beef with Ice-T?
Hey, yo, Ice-T, what you doing, man? I'm at Barclays too. Team Liquid is garbage.
Thought you sounded like young Mike Tyson there or something, didn't you?
Is he the one who's on SVU?
Yeah, he was. He is. He does have a failing career, you're right. I mean, he's rap superstar, SVU, ESL One New York. He probably did the power outage.
Ice-T getting blamed for absolutely everything today. Unbelievable. He's only rooting for Team Liquid. Give the guy a break.
Team Liquid fans, it's true. That is their own crime and punishment.
What, being a Team Liquid fan?
Yeah, you know.
These two have gone head-to-head as recently as ESG. Played on Mirage, obviously, and Virtus.pro came out on top on that one. So we've got a little bit of form. Not a huge amount, but we've got something to talk about in between these two teams.
Sure.
But one seems to be in form, the other one seems to be out of form.
Absolutely, but as we saw at that tournament, this is another one of those historical matchups. Like I said with Astralis versus Team Liquid before, this is another one where there's another one of the NA killers. There's teams that somehow always get it done, and a part of it, I actually think, isn't just on their side of the equation. I think it's that the NA teams have it in the back of their minds.
It's a mentality, isn't it?
They've lost to these guys a million times, and Virtus.pro famously, that's why, I mean, they're a very popular team anyway, but they just somehow always do beat these teams. Remember, part of how they got out of the major, out of the Swiss system, was beating Cloud9, who had been really informed. They'd been in the final of ESL One Cologne. Still, you just knew somehow they were going to lose to Virtus.pro. I also think this is a particular game here where it's one of the few teams I think that kind of plays into VP's hands, because Team Liquid, we saw a stat up earlier, they haven't played Cash in Team Liquid in like 100+ days or something. You know, they don't play Cash. One of the maps you kind of have to try and play against them. I don't really know that they want to get into an Inferno game. They probably want Mirage, which is kind of where VP wants to go anyway. There's not a whole lot of options, I think, on the Team Liquid side of the equation.
So where do they get the edge from? Is it going to be
Liquid.
from a
Just
Is it going to be from a step-up player? Is it going to be a Liege going crazy?
Well, I think they have the advantage going into this matchup. Like, even the fact that they are the NA killers, or, you know, they're used to beating North American squads, you have to say Liquid are the favorite in this game, right? Like, that's just the way it is. They looked a lot hotter in their game versus Astralis, who, sure, they just got destroyed by FaZe, who also destroyed VP, but we're not dealing in that kind of logic right now. So
Maths.
Yeah.
Yes. CS maths.
We saw like Twist having a pretty good performance. JDM was getting warmed up with the AWP, and we did say that game was in Liquid's hands, and they lost that. They let it slip, right? I think they're going to be a bit down in the dumps about that one, but they should be able to bounce back. Whereas VP, they weren't even warm, right? When you lose so many rounds, you concede such a huge deficit. You're not like wiping your hands clean and just going from there. It's going to play on your mind a little bit more than, you know, a close game versus Astralis.
But surely they have to do that, Chad, don't
they? They have to, but I think that I've said it before. I think VP must really be struggling mentally. Like, I don't know how you get out of this hole.
I think that's the benefit, though, because remember, this is a best of 3. This is not a best of 1, so it's not like they can come in here cold and then Team Liquid's like, right, we just got to beat them once. Yeah. That's also the challenge if you're the guys from Team Liquid. It's like, we got to get 2 out of 3 against them. And so you can win a map, you can have a great map against them, but consistency is where Team Liquid really has to show through here. Whereas actually for VP, I feel like that's one of the elements they can have a bit of confidence in. You know, we can start slow. Listen, we're veterans. We find our way back into the game. So this is where I think we'll get the real test of what has the TAS change made, because no one can really judge them for that FaZe performance. FaZe did the same against Astralis. Just completely smashed them from the T side. So I haven't really seen VP at this tournament yet. I don't really know what the new VP will look like.
Right. I mean that's partly how quickly can he change them around as well and adapt and make them play slightly differently.
Well, the benefit is you do still have exactly the same players from 2 years ago when you start that. That's the one benefit of keeping the same team. In theory, that shorthand it's even more than that. You know, in theory, people just know what the other people are doing in the team. That's one of the things when they were at their peak, I think made them not unbeatable, but so tough to put away. It's like they had this incredible, especially in like the 2v2s and the 3v3s, they just knew what the other guy was going to do. And you felt like if you listen to the comms, they didn't comm anything there. They just kind of knew that this guy, that's how he plays, and I'll play off him in this special way. They haven't had that for a while, admittedly, but you hope you just see even a spark is enough to kind of get the game going, hopefully.
Okay, let's get into the vetoes. Chad, we've already briefly mentioned some of the maps that neither team want to play, Cash being one of them.
Yeah, maybe a cobblestone could be pretty good for
Yeah.
VP. It's something which historically they've been good on, but not something that they've been dabbling with or had too much success with recently.
Well, I know that the guys from Team Liquid, they were actually shocked that SK picked Cobble against them because they were saying that's our best map. We think of it anyway. I think from seeing at ESG Mykonos, that VP at the moment, the only map I see them with confidence on is actually Train. I think they will just go ahead and pick that 'cause there's almost no chance Team Liquid's going to be banning that.
Do you think that you could leave Keish in the veto if you're Liquid for the first phase? I know that we just saw VP happy
I think
to play
you could,
it.
absolutely, yeah. I would go ahead and do that if I'm them personally. Like, I'd go ahead and take out whatever map you don't want, put that there. Thing is, neither team, I think, really wants to play Overpass.
No.
So that's another one that's an interesting one. I think we absolutely could have, like, a Mirage third map. I think that's pretty reasonable.
Okay, let's bring the vetoes in right now and see what we've got cooking in the early
I
bands
actually think Team
between
Liquid are
these
the
two.
ones that will pick Cobble here.
You think they'll go for that one,
Yeah,
Ellen?
I think it'll be Train, Cobble, and Mirage. That would be my guess at the moment.
That's good for both teams, I think. 3 maps that could be extremely competitive. No huge weaknesses there. It's good when you get series like this because you're not picking to the other team's weakness. So we're going to see like a good, or in theory, we should see a good series.
Okay.
Do you have your wand ready, Paul?
I think Team Liquid's ban here just comes in as Nuke. I think you said get Nuke out there. I don't want to have to play against Virtus.pro and Nuke. No matter how much trouble they're having, we still know they know the ins and outs of that map. It's a real strong one for them.
One of the things with VP is the backlog of strategies. They're going to have that from all these years, right? Even though it might be outdated meta on certain maps, you still have things you can fall back on. And
That's quite
something
a stat. Did you see that?
No.
It said that Liquid hasn't beaten VP since like November 2015.
Yeah, hopefully there's a mindset change within that Liquid roster now, right? Because it's since 2015, it's changed a lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's only one player left, isn't there?
2 be Nitro.
No,
and
it's just Elysian and Nitro, yeah. So
Yeah,
two.
Yeah.
A lot used to happen back then. I mean, Anders used to cast with Semler.
And here it
Moses
comes.
used to do desks. I think Moses has just been paid from some of those tournaments as well. He used to be splashing out on the money. He's got a new shirt, I think. Chad used to be in the best team of all time from Australia.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Renegades.
Still.
Yeah. Beat Titan at a major once,
Yeah. Knocked him out.
He had a great game that
Knocked
day
him
as well.
clean out.
Bring up the stats on the
Sadik's
laptop.
special. Anyway, that's it. Oh, yeah, you were good in that game.
Yeah, thank you.
So,
There'll be a stat at the bottom of the screen later.
Should we just cool. Where should we go with this, Paul?
I'm waiting for you guys.
I'm waiting for the veto.
veto.
I'll tell you
yeah.
what, if the internet is now fixed in New York, what I'd do is I'd go to GoDaddy and make your own website and tell us what you think about Sponge. Maybe make a tribute to him.
That'd be
And
a
that win
great
over
idea.
Titan. Why don't you do that?
I would like that.
Just a screenshot of the page.
Fantastic idea.
I'm happy to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have like. Is there any photographic evidence of your one good game?
You could just screenshot the hatred video.
Okay. So you're okay with screenshots?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm
I just,
happy with that.
maybe there's some like celebration.
Oh, there is. Yeah.
Is there?
Twitter. He recorded some stuff. That's
Right.
on the internet.
Okay.
Yep.
Was that in like 480 or?
I don't know. We got the vetoes though.
Let's get to the
Overpass ban,
vetoes anyway.
Keish ban, Inferno pick by
okay.
VP.
These are some interesting ones. So they've gone the other way entirely. I still think we're going to end up probably on a Mirage. Well, it's going to be Mirage or Train. So
Train.
you'd have to figure they would want Mirage at this point. But yeah, they've gone the other approach here because actually Team Liquid, they've essentially said we're willing to play Nuke. We'd actually rather not play Cash. Even I think there's no universe VP's picking that. And then VP themselves have said, you can pick whatever you want, basically. We're going to ban Overpass, which I don't think Team Liquid would have picked anyway. So this is one of those weird ones, actually.
I think the nuke pick is really weird because that's the one map in recent history that VP's been able to run anybody over on, right? They can just win like 16-2 if they get the momentum going and their T side is really deep.
And in the final of ESG Mykonos, Team Liquid lost that tournament playing on Nuke and just getting absolutely smashed from the T side by a CT side from Mouse Sports, who essentially didn't even have a CT side the entire tournament. And it was actually a very depressing end to the tournament. So this is a very bold pick, I think, by the guys from Team Liquid.
Okay, well, we're almost ready then to get underway. So let's hand you back to our commentary team, Moses and Pansy.
Yeah, thank you very much. Virtus.pro up against Liquid. Now, we got to see a glimpse of Virtus.pro earlier. We got to see them play up against
Wasn't a great
FaZe.
glimpse.
But again, FaZe worked very good. We've seen them play Astralis now, and they've been just as, coming off a real hot game. So, for me, I find it very hard to judge with Virtus.pro were. I think the veto there, playing Cash, we can take from what we want in that. But we also saw Liquid really pushing Astralis.
Yeah.
So again, I don't know where these two stand when they meet head-to-head here.
Listen, I'm going to tell you straight up, Lauren, I'm taking Team Liquid to win this.
Oh, what a shocker. You took
Yeah.
the North American team? Jason, tell me something new.
It is a surprise. A lot of people shocked out there.
We'll set up a helpline for all the fans who just don't know how to handle Jason supporting a North American team.
They're going to need a hotline, certainly. But still, I mean, the scary part is they did pick Nuke. So it's like, all right, why have you done that? Why must we go through this again? Either way, this map as well, I mean, VP, they play a pretty aggressive defense towards banner, at least they have in the past. I almost feel like the graphic had to have been reversed or something, perhaps. I don't know. I can't see a world in which Team Liquid's picked Nuke.
It is strange. Maybe there is method to the madness, so we'll learn out, or we'll find out the graphics just weren't right. But for now, it's Liquid getting the first, drawing first blood here with a wrap through spawn, and B feeling rather pressured for Virtus.pro. Already on the back foot as the rest of the boys start piling through. 3 players through CT. Neo's watching this one. Nice angle as well. I almost imagine a world where that second kill came into place, but Bialy has basically the world on his shoulders, and it seems he can hold up on the first, but no more.
Yeah, it's great entries from from Team Liquid, actually. Elimination with 2 of them, and obviously swarming that deep bomb site. There's a nice find from Pasha into a 2-on-2. They're essentially already here for the retake. There's no chance that Nitro and JDM can change their positions. But they have very strong ones in the back. They set up a crossfire. They can allow the Virtus.pro guys to get close. There's a decoy coming out. Fake flash.
Bad crossfire is good, but this gets tested really well. They just didn't land their shots. But where's the bomb?
Yeah, I mean, that is the strange part. They had everything perfect. They lured him in as well. Just, yeah, you're exactly right. Just not hitting the shots when they had to, which is crazy despite, the strong shots they hit on the entries that you thought they would have been just rolling with.
Yeah.
So unfortunate. Pisteron gets taken away. Nice job by Virtus.pro, Taz, and Pasha on the retake there.
Yeah, nicely done. It was surprising because, as I said, sometimes when you watch those shots, the Glocks just, take the head off and you're done. And it felt like it was meant to be that. The crossfire was good. They took the fights they were meant to win and just didn't seem to stick. So that's always a curious one to me. But Liquid now going to come back in with that light investment of those upgraded pistols. No armored supplement, 1 flash. And on the other side, 2 SMGs, 1 for Neo, 1 for Snacks. And I am interested to see how Virtus.pro play this out, because they're one of the teams that, as I said, seems to change their mind on how they like to play Inferno, depending on who's in-game leading.
I hope we go back to that style of like the early Inferno. I'm thinking like around DreamHack Vegas, which obviously they won, DreamHack Masters Vegas, where they played so aggressively at Banana, and it didn't seem like anyone had an answer at the moment. Now teams have been a lot more practiced now at taking control of using utility to clear out car, so it could be dangerous in a way, but I mean that style of Virtus.pro is just fun to watch.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely love it when they bring that sort of thing out, the aggressive, sort of in-your-face sort of play that works so well with them when they have those players on point. Whether we have that or not is yet to be seen. It's still very hard to tell with these guys.
This is going to be just a desperate situation. You try and time the push-out calls, which actually it's not being timed well whatsoever. So it's going to be an easy sweep, although Twist does get a couple nice shots on a Pasha. Stan with the flank. Wanted to take his time in the shot, but Snacks turns, and the aim punch is too much. 2-0 for Virtus.pro, but with the plant and the Pistron, we'll see a bye here. Surely.
I thought you doubted for a second as they took their time.
I thought they would buy second earlier, and I was like, it's Liquid.
Okay, they're fine for now. I want to see if VP stick on... Okay, they stick on one of the SMGs.
Not a lot of utility, though, on the Team Liquid side, so, I mean, they don't have a lot of chances to just slowly take map control. At a certain point, they're just going to have to go.
I'm surprised one of them didn't go maybe down to, like, the UMP or playing with something slightly less just to kind of give them the full option of utility there, but maybe just feeling they're fine. That's more than enough for what they have intended here, but we'll see.
They're going to have to rely on someone like Elimination and maybe Twist even to have a good round to find them an opening. Without the smokes, without the flashes that you'd like, you don't have a whole lot. 2 smokes, 4 flashbangs. Don't like that.
That could have caught the quad guy or maybe forced the guy back from CT, but 2 players playing quite close by towards top mid here, so both of them kind of facing out. Awkward timing for Snacks there, completely blind, and Pasha's trying to put up a fight, but tagged up, needs to back away. 1 HP is all he's got, but he does have 3 teammates beside him, more than any of the Liquid boys can say. Bialy's still there and kicking, so not too bad at all. Smoke goes in towards Library. Molly is the return piece, and the bomb's slowly working its way up towards the top of the middle, so it seems like this is the end goal.
Yes, it's going to be a challenge. Pasha, he's going to have to manage his attention very, very well, looking towards Rap side as Elimination applied a little bit of pressure there, but he's going back towards lane. This will just be a hit. It's all onto Taz inside of the pit. Flashbang out. He checks and sees nothing.
The boost as well on the T side. I like that from Elimination. Just up on the lower rafters makes it a little bit uncomfortable for a pit player. Now you need that support pretty fast, and Taz knows it. He's not that pressured, though. He's keeping cool. He's letting Pasha get involved, and there it is. Nitro goes down. Elish needs to get into this, but that's how strong that position can be. You can isolate players, but Taz falling again. More pressure towards Pasha, who's been on that 1 HP for so long. 6 seconds now. Bomb's going to be tried to be planted. Twist flashed up. He does get a plant, but no round to be seen.
You can see the tough part for Team Liquid in that round. Without the light utility, they took a gamble, and it didn't really pay off for them as Pasha gets a kill as soon as they take top mid, but they wanted to take middle in those bracket controls without using nades. They didn't have a smoke. They didn't lay out a smoke for the left side of mid to block off Pasha's shot. You know, they didn't use those. It was just kind of a pop flash scenario instead of the smoke. So that's what allowed Pasha to get that 1 kill. And then it's still just dicey from there. I mean, they did a good job of getting it and almost were able to apply enough pressure onto that A bomb site to make it crumble. But, I mean, Taos does a stellar job in pit. Just staying alive. That's the strength of that position, is at times, if you're that pit player, you don't even need to get kills. You just have to stay alive, and you have plenty of cover with which to do it.
Imagine maybe if they had a molly, couple of nades, you might have seen him forced out there, but without anything, he's there for a while. Bialy could do with land in these, and he does adjust well enough to take down 2. Don't want to get overwhelmed or give much up. There is armor on the other side with those upgraded pistols. There was a little bit of a threat on board, especially if you go by the Astralis standard, which means that they'll probably win it. But Neo says no to this push on Banana.
Armor didn't help a whole lot.
No, it didn't. At all.
Well, now we're going to get the bigger buy coming in. Now we're going to have the AK-47s, the all-park JDM. They're going to have plenty of utility. We saw some of the deficiencies. Good stuff from Bialy. 2 kills for him.
Someone is going to be, you know, a couple of people on Reddit going to be sat there going, couldn't happen. The adjustment coming back on that, not real. But it was pretty snappy, I'll give him that. Good nades early on. JDM, though, he was the game changer, right? Or at least the kind of catalyst of what became a very close game between them and Astralis.
Especially on the CT side of Mirage.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know, it is going to be a broken record. It is tough to make this op work on the T side. We'll see if JDM can do it. We know he sometimes, you know, Chad calls them those combat oppers, which is kind of, I feel, the opper you need to be on the T side of Inferno because there are a lot more close-up fights than you would like as an opper. JDM has been good at that style in the past. We'll see if he's got any of it left.
Oh, I love this. Pasha last time playing CT Arch, had relative success with it, switches up towards quad, already playing with his teammates off the back of it, catching one out from Boiler.
Even better is the fact that, you know, normally when you see an op at that angle on lane side, there's a
Oh,
great
this is so nice.
Yeah, he's just not letting up, is he? Well, Team Liquid, they fall asleep, it seems, at the top of that ramp, and Pasha's going to get an easy 3 kill. He's happy with himself. But the big thing is, normally, like, a lot of oppers will just play that lane side on their own, and they'll just go for that 1 pick up mid or in Boiler, and then they'll just fall away after their 1 shot. And I think that's Team Liquid assumed that was the case, but Virtus.pro had the rifles there to support. So they lure him into the trap of those M4s, and Taz is able to add 1 more on top of it. And I think we might have to see a timeout at a Team Liquid pretty early on. Maybe if after they lose this one with the CZs.
Because looming in the background of your mind, like, you know, a cloud coming over that lovely picnic you've got going, is the fact that Nuke's coming up next, which you don't want to be looking at. But I've got to say, we said it with the start of the day as well when we were discussing Virtus.pro up against FaZe. Is the fact that Pasha's been one of those, you know, that's been quite consistent, a bit of a rock coming through recently. He's started to perform more and more and more. And if this is already something to go by, it's going to be a quite exciting tournament.
Pasha's having, I mean, a very good year overall. We still are kind of surprised about it, considering, you know, he's had some rough times, but he's been solid throughout this whole year, which is very, very, I think, caught everyone off guard. There's Taz. He sees the nades come out, and he tries to go for the shot through the smoke. It doesn't work. It backfires. Twist finds him with the Tech 9, and now the 2 remaining defenders, actually there's 3 here, but there's 2 defenders inside the site, and that's not where you want the op.
No, this has been really nicely played out by the CZs. They put themselves into the perfect spots here as well, and just cut that side up. Perfect from Liquid. I guess when the brute force isn't working, when you're trying to make that sort of play, Taz opened the door and they ran through it as soon as that chance came in.
Exactly. That feels like a misplay from Taz. You can see the idea, is he wants to just spam one down through the smoke and then fall away. But unfortunately, with the setup, his teammates had 2 inside the bomb site. You can't lose that position. Bialy could take a lot of guns away. It was almost beautiful.
God, that got a bit scary, didn't it? Just the idea of losing out on so much for free. Because you want to build that buffer up. Liquid they've been having a rough time.
They have not been having fun.
No. Yeah, currently JDM, Stan. Was it Stan the last game as well?
Yes.
Who had a bit of a struggle of one.
Yeah, 7 kills.
Hopefully he gets into the swing of things. 5-1 right now though. Still got Pasha on deck with the AWP. Nades go up. usual, spamming through. Nothing too much to write home about just yet.
And look again, Virtus.pro doing that. Oh, that's a nice nade. Nitro
Bloody
is
hell.
brought down to 5, and I don't even think he's seen anyone yet. He's less than happy, so his role in this round will be far more passive than he probably originally wanted it to be. But Virtus.pro's defense over towards the A bomb site again. 2 players stacked up in lane. They've got Snacks and Pit there to back up as well. But no one is going to be there for the Team Liquid side. It's all on this hit. That rotation is a long rotation from that side of the A bomb site if this is successful. Oh, and Bialy misses the timing. There's a kill. Neo cleans out Nitro. He gets a second. He falls down. They can't find him through the smoke. He's only got 12 HP. And he's pushing right back through, and he goes for it. I think he's bought enough time, though, if Virtus.pro wants to attempt this retake.
Does anyone give anything up? Let's see. That's a nice molly. Look at that. Just keeping them right at bay. Time ticking now.
VP has so much utility on this retake.
Yeah, they can clear out basically every corner. They can clear out Dark, they can clear out New Box. Elysia's is your swingman, because no one expects him to be that close in that angle. Pasha certainly didn't. And this has become, you know, something quite possible to looking very, very unlikely. They can make it costly. That's one thing Virtus.pro can do. They can keep them locked to these sites, but you can see them desperately trying to worm their way out. But Snacks is just kind of just shut the door in his face and said, nope, you commit to this. And we'll take those guns away from you. There it is. 3 of them do die to the bomb exploding, but it's around on the board. And Liquid, that's what they need as well here, is getting those rounds on the board.
That's not bad, though, at the end, when they get all the guns taken away. This is tough. Neo almost makes this work. It's 2 kills, surviving somehow, but great job by Team Liquid getting into the site, using their utility to delay as much as possible. I think I saw Taz towards Banana throw that smoke onto the Molotov on bomb, and it like bounced through it and actually extinguished the second Molotov. So I think he wanted to try and get in the smoke and pull off some kind of a defuse. Obviously, that kind of nullifies it when it doesn't plume immediately on the first Molotov. Yeah. So 5-2. Yeah, and the economy of both teams not great. Both, I wouldn't say in tatters necessarily, but certainly a situation where the losing team is going to be put on the back foot.
Yeah, plenty of utility to pass around. At least that's one benefit for both sides. They can basically do what they want. They have the full set for this round, so wondering if there's any decent spawns coming through. I think JDM's 3rd in line, so nothing to be really quickly done. But again, he's not making too many moves just yet, JDM. Hasn't had many opportunities to get the kind of combat warping going. No one's really giving him much to play with on Banana. Is anyone... Ooh, I thought we had a bit of mid-aggression then. I was getting excited, but we might see a bit more attentive play towards B. 3 players here might kind of indicate a little bit more pressure or presence, but the smokes go up and they deny much from Virtus.pro.
That's a good smoke from Liquid, keeping the VP players back from pushing down Banana. Never know what's on the other side of it. That 3rd player is already rotated and made his way back towards the A side.
He's just
Pasha,
seen a barrel.
yeah, he spotted it, but that's a brilliant flashbang. Taz is there, he gets traded off. Pasha's now committed to this, and he finds one. Continues to move up. It's Nitro towards the plant spot, and they're both blind. Neither of them can land the shots. JDM finally here, but Pasha is still alive in this bomb site.
How is he alive here? I don't understand. He was alive for so long, switched to a nade, and then finally gets taken down. But you're right, it was that flash that set this all into place. It was so nicely done, but as we see, Virtus.pro now having some issues here, but maybe Bialy can crack something open. Not sure how likely this is. A quick kill would certainly alleviate some of the pressure, but JDM, Nitro, you got to give it up. They've got utility, they got flashes, they got mollies, and Bialy knows this one's pretty much done.
The reason why he was allowed to live for so long is because Liquid was actually playing a bit of a game. I mean, remember, that switch to Nitro as the endgame leader is to open up Stanislaw on the lurking role to be more active, to be more impactful.
Yeah.
And the reason why Liquid's not, pressuring Pasha more aggressively from lane is because Stanislaw's wrapping all the way around as it is. So he finds himself a kill. Eventually the bomb site falls. I was under a lot of pressure for a long time, and VP just couldn't hold on. Bialy's going to have the M4, but like we said, economy is in the bin.
Okay. Liquid starting to build in. You know, after the first...
Took some time.
Look, after the first game we casted them, I started to believe. I made that terrible mistake, Jason.
We've all been there. We've all been there, Lauren.
Yeah, I know that, and I thought I'd learn since then. You know what I mean? I went full cycle, and I came back around, and then it all became flooding back to me. Wait, it's happened before. I've seen this. But they're a different team in my eyes now. I think they're far stronger, and I think they know it as well. So,
well, surely at this point they're used to it, so they can get over it quickly. This is a tough buy for VP. Shotgun on Snacks. He gets to do absolutely nothing with it.
Twist is sharp, isn't he?
He really is. He's been one of the gems for this team. There's a nice kill from Nitro. Bialy all on his own out at car. No chance to fall back. Neo had just returned to the B bomb site, but not in position to help whatsoever. It is good to see Twist doing well, because he was part of that TSM lineup that made like a top 4 at ECS. Known for their cobble play, like very, very briefly. They had one event where they did well, but you could see the potential in a guy like Twist at the time.
Yeah, super young as well, so he's still getting into it or still getting into that career. Doesn't have the veteran status that you could apply to any of the VP side, but doesn't matter right now. The young guns are kicking in. And, well, there you go. Bomb going to be planted. Taz left in the 1v4. This round, everything's working right for Liquid.
Yeah, and I mean, just as we're talking about Twist as well, hell of a performance from him here. First, the opening kill onto Snacks, and then, you know, the impact kill on the B bomb site to really allow him to take over that site. So it's going to be 5-4 Taz.
Yep.
Don't know what his thought is here. Maybe trying to get an AK-47, maybe trying to take some guns away. Maybe he's hoping that he can just walk into the bomb site and get a defuse, but that's not likely. Look at Stan. He's really zoned in. He's clearing everything as he gets taken out.
Look at Stan, he's really zoned.
Look how focused he is, so poised, remembering to check every corner, even if it doesn't seem logical. He's dead.
Oh, that does make me laugh. But you know what? We're almost back even. This is a best of 3. I need to get my mind into the best of 3 series, right? So it's not just that best of 1, like, you know, blink and you miss it. And again, I still have to feel the vetoes were labeled backwards, right? I feel as though that seemed more likely. Virtus.pro, though, down to the CZs, P250 bit of armor on Bialy, but that's about it. Elimination completely flashed. There's some danger in this yet. These CZs are really coming back into fashion, and my word, are they working as well. Yeah, I think Elimination got a little excited and didn't need to move from that position. They saw the smoke come down mid. They saw, you know, they had to have called out there's potential aggression down mid, and I think Elimination wanted some of the kills, that flashbang catching him full in the face. From here, though, it should be a pretty solid recovery from Liquid. I doubt Virtus.pro even goes for this, if I'm honest. Low HP, they have no kits, not a whole lot of utility, Snacks and Pasha without armor. I think they're just going to keep the AK-47s alive for the next round. As I say that, one gets taken away. Was that meant to be your like internal dialogue then, and it just? Yeah. Nothing's going right today, is it, Lauren? It's one of those days, all right? Shout out Limp Bizkit. When are we doing those sort of throwbacks? Can we leave Limp Bizkit dead where they deserve to be? Like, just drag out, was it Wes Borland, like League of Legends did, to try and make them relevant again? That was a solid attempt. Fred Durst was a visionary. Never say that again. Look, we'll just leave it at the iced tea jokes, all right? Those are fine. Yours are just far too intense, out there. Wasn't it? Yeah. I actually thought he was trying to do Mike Tyson. I was so confused. 12 kills on board with Pasha. He is having a game, isn't he? Yeah, I mean, he's had a good time with the op at top mid. Actually, Snacks is taking it now. Snacks is like, nah, my turn. Yeah, I need to buff up my kills. I've only got 3. Can you just give us a sec? JDM as well, he's starting to get there, but he's not been exactly the headliner we saw on Mirage, being a bit of a game changer. As said, T-side is not going to be easy. We're not going to take that away from him. And there's Snacks making his headline into this round at least. Stanislaw just gets reminded to watch his step here. Yeah, and Snacks a far, far different style of opping than Pasha, so it's going to be a different look. I don't think Liquid was expecting that kind of a play. And yeah, it's not necessarily that it's not even necessarily that it is harder on the T side, which it is. It's more like in Inferno, there's not a whole lot of plays you can call on the T side for your upper to open something up. I mean, you basically have the mid peak, right? But from there, you have to let the riflers take the map control and then get the op set up. It's not so much like you can just do a flash and peek, unless you're Simple. Simple can do it every once with the AWP. I don't know if you were watching E-League last week. He was pretty insane with the op and banana. No, some of us have our own jobs, Jason. That's fair. All right. God. I prefer having some analysis with my CS, all right? I'm play-by-play myself. I don't need more of that. 4 players now for Liquid. Going to be starting to head towards B. Snack really going to come in for Neo. And last time he did pretty well on this. There's 3 players here. This is going to be tough for Liquid. Yeah, Neo's going to commit. And oh my, what? They line up. Nitro knocks them down. Elimination takes down Nitro just to, make it at least seem competitive here. But I don't know how none of the VP players then made really any impact. I want to see from Nitro's POV, because he got those 2 kills. He seemed to snap around very, very quickly, and then Elimination there with the team kill just as a thanks is quite nice. But yeah, VP again locked out of the retake. I mean, they're just so far away. Even with the kit, there's nothing they can really do here. Because what? So Neo was on the boost, right? He was boosted up, he dropped down, took a fight, but then Bialy was behind the fountain. You can see the blood marks and all that. It must have been a really quick adjustment.
We're going to get it on replay, Lauren. I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm curious as to how he pulled that one off, because I thought that was going to be a much greater defense from Virtus.pro, but clearly they did as well.
It's unfortunate because, I mean, much like the Astralis game on Cash when VP played, you know, we talked, they do a lot of things right, and sometimes it just doesn't seem like it's just not working out, as silly as that is to say. But again, 3 players at B certainly should be better than what the one, not even any kills. They got the TK. I think that was
that was it. So I'm hoping this is from his perspective. Here we go.
Yeah.
So the boost. So he's facing Bialy first. Ooh. All right, it's just a spicy shot.
Yeah, it's very spicy. Elimination with the follow-up as well.
Yep, fair play. Nicely done. 5-6, Liquid now in the lead. Not to believe in too much just yet. I'm still... Snacks? Is he flashed completely, or is he just caught in between 2 Molotovs? He was over by B, so they do have the double AWP up, so they still have an AWP in Pasha's hands, and they can recover the other one anyway. There's no further pressure to Banana, but I guess that was a bit of a Molotov problem, maybe stuck in between one, fully flashed, something of the such, but the quickening of pace is about to happen. Pasha is flashed, tries to back away, good smokes are up. Taz now knows he's in trouble. Can he buy time? Can he play in Pasha? Pasha's found 2, the third would be perfect for him. Eyes up towards the apartment, and a second away, but Taz will claim a liege, but it's bomb plant. It's after plant time now for Liquid.
They're going to get in front of that smoke. I don't think Liquid's aware yet. Stan definitely is, and he gets caught out by Bialy. Aggressive retake, and it's easy for Bialy. Stanislaw and JDM not even thinking that's a possibility. And actually plenty of opportunity to see Bialy shooting over at the AWP. And Neo's got one anyway, so do they want to keep the double off setup alive? Yes, they do.
Oh, nice delivery.
But still, I mean, even in a loss, that's pretty solid from Team Liquid in the sense it's going to force a lot of rebuys. It's going to keep the economy low. They haven't given a clean win over to the VP side, and this is an area now where they can, you know, play for the full reset again.
I was going to say, I love Pasha's work, but that kill, just disrupting that after plant, that, you know, how quick they were, pretty much paramount to how this one worked out. The slow-mo sounds, again,
I mean, the
if you watch Pro League,
Jason,
you'd have also heard us in really enjoying slow-mos as of late. Because, you know, we take ourselves real seriously, all right?
3 Counter-Strike events this past weekend.
It's been quite busy,
You can't do everything.
Well, Liquid going for something different here.
Yes, they are. Switch up. And is VP going to be ready? I think maybe Liquid has the read that there's a 3rd player at Banana early on. This is just going to be an explosion. How effective is it? Taz needs to line him up.
Taz, what do you have? 1 and a bit of damage. Not bad. Twist is low. And Pasha has been excellent, played it off the back. And excellent could have struck again, but not this time. Did enough. Kept it to a 3v3. And the late lurk from Bialy could be quite decent.
Well, Stanislaw's lurking in Boiler as well. So it is all on the flank that's coming in, and also how Stanislaw reads it. Is he going to be aware that Bialy might go behind him? He's considering it, but he's not checking it. I think this flank is faster than he expected, so it's all down to timing. And JDM or Stanislaw is going to be the susceptible one, and Stanislaw spotted out.
Yeah, Stan could still turn it and land a shot, and he does! That's so imperative to this round. They've hit the brakes. They allowed this to happen. Now Neo's going to have to come back around, and Stan is exceptional at this point. He's found some real place to make this count, and with 35 seconds, bombs to be planted, and Snacks, that Molotov clearly giving away the position earlier. And now, can he find 3? This is incredibly taxing.
That's so sick from Liquid. I mean, just stopping. They've had that bomb site for 30 seconds. They know there's going to be some kind of the play. They know that it took them a while to get control of it, so they're saying there's going to be some Virtus.pro players nearby. Let's wait. Let's see if anyone peeks. Stanislaw's watching the flank. Let's see if there's going to be any kind of lurk. And Stanislaw comes up with 2 big kills. Really, really well done. I didn't think there was a chance. He cleared that, to be quite honest with you. Snack's just going to save the AWP.
Yeah. I love the read as well. Just the audacity to go for that. The 4 players through apps.
Yep.
Snacks to at least get JDM down. Try his best to stay alive. And he is good. So, money is pretty much been ripped away from Virtus.pro. So again, Liquid should be able to kind of further themselves in this situation. They're sitting relatively pretty, and I'm liking the way they're reading the game. I really am. I'm hoping there's more to it than this. I hope there's a bit of longevity and close out with a really nice strong half. But again, they should be able to do it. Only Snacks can be the game changer here. We do have a couple of pistols, and 2 flashes, but it's really not much.
Great nade.
Lord
Molotov as well. Snacks has got to bounce out. He's down to 33 HP. Doesn't even get to take a shot. So Liquid, you just mentioned you love how they're reading the game at the moment, and they say, okay, there's one op saved. Let's just make sure we nade back all the clever spots that the ops can get early picks. It does wonders for them. Forces away the danger, deals plenty of damage.
You can't ask for much more than that. You'll have to go through the motions of clearing everything out. Maybe hunt down if there's a stack somewhere, and keep in mind there's a possibility of it being certainly on board, as they know that the money's rather poor. And we'll see how Snacks tries to kind of put himself into this situation here.
You can see on the screen it's been a 7-1 run for Team Liquid on this T side of Inferno. A shift in the defense right now. Thank God Liquid didn't hit the bomb site, because they were shuffling players all over, and they've actually gone, I mean, they only have pistols, so it's not a huge deal, but stacking towards the B bomb site. But here's the op. Snacks, can he do it? He's got one, clearing towards pit. He doesn't see the player initially, and he finds out too late.
Yeah, he was kind of staring at him, but there was a lot going on. You can almost forgive him for that. Neo and Bialy, not much of a shot, but any damage is good, I guess, at this point. But really, you need to start getting rounds. Liquid are right back into the driving seat here.
This actually, I mean, in our brains, it seems kind of weird that the T side is leading, because Inferno has for such a long time been more of a CT sided map. But I mean, a lot of teams at the moment are considering this to be more T-sided, especially if you have economic control. So I don't think this is quite disaster area for VP. It more just feels like it because it's been so many rounds for Liquid, right? This is now going to be an 8-1 run.
Let's be honest. If VP actually had the ability to get Molotovs every round, maybe play for some deep banana control, they could actually start doing something throughout the map. But until that point, you can't. You forego being able to actually vie for control. Everyone knows that this map is very dependent on it. Almost with Nuke as well. You know, you look to that degree of having the Molotovs and having that utility, it allows you to really get into the game. But yeah, you can see, I think this was Snacks having a couple of issues, a little bit of a spray there. And it was actually Twist who found Snacks in the meantime, but nice work from Snacks.
Twist was the pick player. So yes. Sans had some very, very impactful rounds in the lurk. He's been playing great. No op this time for VP. We've seen them really, really put some emphasis on that weapon in this game. They wanted to have it out. It's not going to be here this time. Pasha's on the shotgun. UMP on Taz. Snacks with an M4. Still looks like he wants to get aggressive. Great work. Twist and Elige together. This combination has really done a good job of clearing out halls without taking damage, finding some picks even at some rounds.
Seen too much presence from Virtus.pro, but then again, they haven't been going particularly aggressive anywhere. We look across it, there was a couple of rounds they've had the AWP over by B. We haven't seen that deep banana control coming out much. So I am curious if it's maybe something that they might go to. And I don't know, it just hasn't been there really.
It's like the classic theoretical battle of when you don't have utility to like make the defense, do you get aggressive, or because you don't have it, or do you use the utility to get aggressive? And at the moment, Virtus.pro's kind of doing either, right? So yeah, it is tough.
Liquid aren't particularly in a hurry. They're just taking the time, getting apps control, getting banana control. They basically have it all. They can get top mid control as well. There's nothing stopping them.
Virtus.pro has been leaning a third player towards this B bomb site for a lot of the latter stages of this half, and it hasn't worked for them. I mean, one round they had the read. They had 3 players there and still lost the bomb site to a hit. This time they have 3 players there, and it's the wrong read. And Snacks gets absolutely deleted by Nitro. It's just Taz again alone in the pit. I feel like we've said that a lot in this game.
Yeah.
And he's only got a UMP.
Yeah, and the rotates are screwed on this as well. It takes so long to rotate from both sides and actually play off a retake. It's almost impossible now for Virtus.pro to try and find a way back in the right amount of time. They've got to get on Pasha, but he's only got a max 7. How's he going to take someone down over by Pit or play it through? Very, very tough for any team. So again, Pasha trying to get up close, bring the guns to bear, but Elige knows what's up. He does get him down, but by that point, Stan will be ready, and that is a very nice comeback, I guess, almost from Liquid. Once they got into it, again, once they got what they needed, they don't let go of it.
Yeah, and I mean, they're going to take this half 9-6, so it's a nice job. It is considered a T-sided map, but we'll see what the defense for Team Liquid is going to look like when we return from the break.
Jason, I feel I've seen this before. You know, a little bit of a spark of hope with Team Liquid. When we watch them, they have close games, they get the AWP finally, and it all becomes possible. But then,
Are you gonna believe again, Lauren? Are you gonna
No.
Are you gonna put your heart out there in the
no,
open?
I only believe in Kusta. That's my only hope that I ever put in North America. All right.
I like it.
But yeah, I don't want. What is that buy from VP?
This is an intense buy.
It's
this
intense.
This is a lot of utility. 2 Molotovs, 3 smokes, 2 flashbangs. Well, Stan's got a lot of information, so at least it's not going to catch him off guard. But look at all the bodies they have towards the B bomb site. It's
oh my
only
God.
Stanislav over
Wait,
there.
did they just fail a smoke as well?
No, that's a decoy.
That's a decoy.
Thank God.
Please don't do that.
Listen, the clock is ticking on what VP wants to do because there's 2 people at the bottom of Banana, 2 people rotating back towards A. They can be in prime position to shut this down.
Did they already use one of the mollies? Did that go in towards the apartments, I guess? Maybe the window? I'm not sure.
Could've.
Can we try and keep on board with where they put the utility down? I'm really, really curious. So, okay, one normal smoke towards CT Arch, one deeper towards kind of the deep library side, and it looks like the SK hit, right? Almost that kind of like smoke hit that allows you to wrap around really nicely, but kind of weird to be doing this on a pistol, but they are, yeah. They're going right through the smokes, but it hasn't really worked. The flash was a bit late. It's allowed Stan to be perfectly in position and just destroy them. The crossfire didn't get moved at all.
Yeah, the utility doesn't do enough there. It did block off that pit player, and
Yes.
I mean, it just allows them to get in the bomb site. So, I mean, the utility went as planned. They got everything they wanted except for 4 headshots or 3 headshots from Stan. Very nice pistol round performance from him. That's beautifully done. Even if he doesn't, I mean, it only would have taken like 1 or 2 because those 2 players at the base of Banana were just waiting for that quick flank. So it was going to be tough for VP no matter what, but this is now the CT pistol going to Team Liquid, and they can be off and running with a big win here. VP investing armor pistols, except for Snacks and Taz, they have no armor.
Stan backing from Boiler, just going to take his time. I really hope they don't get caught out in this round, because I want to see big things from Liquid. I want to see them get to that AWP, and just sail on through. Jason, I want to see them sail on through. Get to nuke,
Listen,
probably lose that.
we
and
know
then
there's
go
going to
a
be
third.
some rough seas out there at some point for Liquid.
Yeah. But apparently the graphic was backwards, by the way.
Yes?
So,
All right, that's what I'm talking about. I was going to say, that seems madness, doesn't it?
yeah.
So, well, yeah, in the context of this is Team Liquid's pick now.
Yeah. That would make sense. So, VP taking their time here. And I like the way Liquid are playing relatively disciplined. They're not giving anything up for free. They're playing quite deep towards this. Trying to set up, further back crossfires. I'm a little worried by Stan playing on this corner. You can just get overwhelmed quite easily from apps, and then you fall back to basically nowhere because players up quad have pushed. But
I mean, you're right in the open for Bialy, so you're putting a lot of faith in your pit teammate.
yeah. And there was no one actually in pit at that point. Twist was just playing up by the car. But by now, it's going to be CTR. So that's the break point, and the flash wasn't good enough. Neo bangs out a shot towards JDM, and yeah, this is the problem. As soon as the player from apps pushes, Twist goes down, and we're going to see if Stan can hold off that bomb. It has just dropped on his side, which is excellent for him, and he does his best he can to hold him off. And now he's down to Nitro in a 1v2. He will make it down to the 1v1, and Taz just leans around. And this surely should be Nitro's, and it is. 2 kills for him. Virtus.pro were working with very little, with almost no time left. But lucky enough that bomb landed on that side of quad.
If that kill doesn't come out, I mean, I like the call. Obviously, when you lose JDM, you get aggressive elsewhere. So Stan pushes up towards lane. I don't necessarily think the pit player had to go with him, but I mean, fair play. It doesn't work out. Maybe in a different situation that worked great. But the bomb being there is just so fortunate, isn't it? That's what saves the round because Liquid was losing everything. But, I mean, still, Virtus.pro is going to be happy with that. 4 kills, forced rebuys, keep the money low. They choose not to play that game of continual pressure. Just going to go back towards Glocks. They do have a deagle on Snacks, couple flashbangs as well, but really the power of this is going to be that deagle. Can Snacks open anything up for his teammates?
No. Excellent play-by-play. Well, VP are kind of in a little bit of trouble. Bialy's going to give it a go. No. Stop. It's like a goldfish bowl. You know, you just keep going round in circles and don't damn learn. Go on, JDM. Put a third body in the weird corner. Nope. Set it on fire. That's fine. Why not? Nope, there's a third. Anyone else want the deagle? It's just cursed. Just don't go near it.
Yeah, don't touch that deagle. Pasha's out of there as well. He doesn't want it. So just Glock, he's going to try and do something. Actually,
He could run to B in
if
theory.
they don't spot this or don't get this kill, I think that's Stanislaw at the top mid. There's the spot.
No!
Almost made it.
Yeah, you almost feel. Don't go for the cursed eagle. Thank God Twist didn't pick that up. All right, that could have been terrible. But 12-6. I'm trying to not get into this too much just yet. You know, I don't even want to say like when I see like 14 rounds. No, because I remember Mirage.
Yeah.
My feeling. I'm jaded. I've been hurt in the past, Jason.
You're fine. You can put yourself out there again. Well, here's
Thank
banana
you so
control.
much.
Molotovs everywhere for the VP side just to keep the defense at bay.
Snacks. He just constantly gets caught in Molotovs.
You can see he's trying to make something
Yeah.
happen. Unfortunately, there's no teammates there. They're cut off by the Molotov, so great defense by Liquid. They're going to hold off on that. And it's Neo now who's next closest up, and he's spamming through the smoke, trying to get lucky. It's not going to happen. And everyone from Liquid gets away scot-free. So 3 players in that B bomb site haven't taken too much damage. They still have a decent amount. Actually, they really don't have a lot of utility on the CT side, but with the man advantage, they're going to be all right.
They should be, yeah. Still 2 SMGs up as well, Elimination, Twist. UMP still fine. People are really coming around to the other. So again, it's not that much of a big deal either. So
This is a real bonus round. I mean, they have 2 UMPs in the.
oh, they do have
MP9.
2. I didn't see JDM there either.
It's all right.
Thanks. You're so kind today. You know?
It is weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Elige is on a rap side, so he's got that covered. 2 players inside the bomb site. Both M4s over at the A site.
Okay, here we go. It's go time. There was silence for a while, you know. Quiet before the storm, but the hit's going to come in. Nitro actually caught out in the open. Really awkward spot for him. Got pushed out possibly by the molly, and now JDM can't control the situation. Bialy finds him. So bomb going to be planted pretty much default. Elige coming through ruins. One from CT and the other on way on Speedway. But for now, Virtus.pro gets to relax for a second. There's not much to push him out with. So there's one Molotov on stand that could maybe make a bit of a difference here.
Yes, and actually it's gone to the perfect place. It's going to force them out into the open. There's Elige for
Really
the
nice.
punish. And there's Pasha as well, peeking at the right time. His teammate Bialy's got to do something, but maybe not, because Pasha's doing everything. But Stan through the smoke is going to find him. One-on-one situation.
Time is still available for Stan, but it's got to be right here, right now. He's got to go and make this count somehow. I don't think he's got enough to... What? Did Bialy just give that up for free?
Yes, he committed to the fight.
Oh,
Stan wins
God,
it out.
what have you done? He could have played with that. He had banana control. It was planted for him. Oh, God.
Yeah, I got caught in a weird situation and just commits to that fight instead of shoulder peeking, instead of falling back into cover. Doesn't... I mean, he might have figured that the bomb was too far. Trying to bail him out here, Lauren. Great job by Stan, though, the one-on-one. He knows they've killed 2 players that were inside the bomb site already, so he just assumes the other player's going to be at banana. Nice bomb tap. And 13-6, and obviously I think JDM not believing they were going to buy, and definitely not going to be able to afford the AWP, gets punished for that one.
Yeah. 13-6 now. Pasha, even though Virtus.pro aren't necessarily performing as a collective, he is certainly doing well. Even in that round before he got taken down, he was the one being the big difference maker, so good to see him finding a bit of form here. I hope maybe they can make it stick down the line, but for now, Twist running the up here. Pasha looking for the next victim. Spamming away over by Banana, keeping them relatively humble, but they have already kind of cheated over that extra man. Left 1 man toward B, and then pulled an extra man over toward CT Arch. There's 1 site, 1 toward Pit, and then here's Elige. Has got spotted though, so forced off the angle, and Taz pushes him back. A quick hit now comes out from Virtus.pro, and it's just Twist in their way.
And he's got to pick a side to fight. He looks away at the wrong moment. Could have had a second. It's not going to work out. Great take by Virtus.pro. Liquid's not prepared for that amount of pressure. Taz just turning that corner. Elige was thinking there's going to be a slower fight. There's Snacks to finish it off. 7-13. The response from VP.
Yeah, good stuff as well. And you can see the difference that opening pick made there. It kind of created opportunities. They were allowed to kind of punish the lack of the man. And no, wait, what am I? Okay, so money's bad, and it's 13 rounds again.
I'm into this. So AWP on JDM,
You're in
4
some weird
CZs.
stuff, Jason. We've already gone through this today. We don't need it anymore.
Yeah, and there's some smokes out as well, but this is all on JDM, obviously. I believe he has that off over towards the A-bomb side. Yeah, so where does he want to pick?
Nowhere right now. Having a little We'll linger towards Boiler, have a little look towards Apps. There is someone in there, is Bialy just taking his time. So I guess you don't particularly expect the AWP to be doing this, but Bialy, there it goes. Okay, that's a free AWP if they want it, or they just take it away, hide it, and just remove it from Liquid's possibilities. And surely they work out this stack. I'm curious to see how much they commit here before they work out that there's maybe a couple more players than they'd like on this, or they just brute force it through. They still have utility, they still have weapons. Stand the first port of call. Got one on the boost, that being Elish, and one behind him as well. Snack's now doing the first to breach, and you know what, Jason? You take this round.
I was going to say, it's nice that the bomb is so far away. This is great from Nitro, though. Just staying alive. He's found a pocket in that smoke. They're not going to be expecting him. There's a kill. Can he find the planter? He's off the bomb. It's Taz. 1-on-2. Twist is coming over from the A bomb site. He's got a chance, but you really felt like Nitro could have done more. Waiting for the smoke to fade, and VP... Taz is going to plant. There's the run through. Oh, he gets away as well. Bialy's got to win it, and he does. Not enough bullets in the CZ. It was so close, though.
Oh my god, what is this game?
I was thinking VP had the bomb as the last player coming up banana during that take, so once they realized it's a stack, he could have just bailed out.
Yeah.
But I don't think they ever found out that it was stacked because Nitro was hiding in the smokes. They only ever saw the two players, which is probably why they chose not to run away.
Yep.
But regardless, that buy almost works for Team Liquid.
That was so damn close. But now Liquid are again in the predicament we saw before. Now, I don't know if we can put Virtus.pro to the degree that we saw the last game going to. It's not been quite that matchup. But the money is bad for Liquid. They're going to have to kind of take the backseat for a while, let Virtus.pro kind of creep back into this. But Snacks isn't really there yet. Neo's not been quite the headliner that you'd hope. JDM as well has been a very, very missing piece for the Liquid puzzle. Where has he been?
We mentioned Inferno is a tough alt map, and we haven't really seen it too much on
Well,
the
then you look
CT
at
side
Pasha.
yet.
He's doing all right.
Doesn't always make sense, does it?
No, but Snacks is going probing, and I think he's going to work out this B site is clear. The stack was to Apps.
Here's the thing, like the unfortunate part is, like Virtus.pro's coming back in this, and that's great. But the tough part is, it's like they always make things hard on themselves, don't they? Like if it wasn't for this, there was a 13-1 run in the middle of this match. Like if that doesn't happen, maybe it's just like 10-4 or something like that. Instead, they have a better chance. So, I mean, they're doing it the hard way, but at the moment, it's looking like they can still roll with it. It's going to be 4 rounds separating them when this one's all over.
Sounds possible when you say it that way.
Listen, Liquid's priority number 1 at the moment, since they still have some rounds to play with, there's still a gap there. The priority number 1 is getting the economy under control. They need to establish their money. They need to have a very, very solid buy. They have all their M4s, all the utility, and just start from there, even if it maybe means, a half buy for an extra round. But you don't want to get into this weird economic hell where you're buying and you're always missing something integral. And there's a nice double.
I do have a feeling, though, it's got to be getting into Liquid's heads, right? Like, there has to be a mental thing there as well at some point.
Here we go again, type
Well, I think you've got a freebie coming in for the next, like... I want to see what they go for here.
I hope they do like a half buy. They still have got rounds to play with. Just make your next buy a perfect buy.
It seems they're discussing it, and I think they're kind of with you on this one.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm on board.
Okay, just a little. That's fine. You don't have to go all in all the time.
Words DDK has never said.
Snacks! Looking up Banana for a way to get this started, and it'd be brilliant for Liquid to get that early kill and get that little bit of damage done just to start things off with, get the ball rolling in their favour. But Pasha's been excellent. Go on. 1, 2.
Oh, he doesn't see it. It's out of the range of his scope.
Yep.
Lee's trying to inch out.
Ooh, is there an angle on this? Oh, he's going to find more than an angle now. Going to find the kill towards Neo and try and back away as swiftly as possible. What a little hit and run that happens there. No recovery, like, weapon at all, but that's perfect damage. You can't complain about that sort of stuff. As now the 4 remaining members of Virtus.pro have to dig in deep here.
Again, it seems like Team Liquid is just going to be happy to keep 3 players here. Stack and Stan. It's all on timing here. He gets around the corner. There was a world in which Bialy is able to peek that a little bit faster, but he's being cautious. Lurking over towards the A side, and he's seeing nothing at top mid. How aggressive does he want to get? Now, because he has a couple options. Does he want to keep pushing forward? Does he want to wrap on A? Does he want to try and go towards CT spawn to sandwich B?
Well, and looks like we might have our answer.
Yeah, I mean, you have to know if your Team Liquid running the setup, though, they have to have the communication CT spawn is open. So they don't have anyone watching it, so they're just taking the gamble, and it's not going to pay off this time.
No, player on boost is going to have a real bad time. They step to this. Actually, Bialy Gonna take the fight on the first. Spots the player by the tree. That's great. There was a third man, though. This is Nitro's chance. They do check. That's the bomb down, though. This is going to buy a bit of time. Can he get the reload? No. A couple of seconds were bought by him staying alive, getting the bomb away from hand, and Taz going to go on the recovery mission. Planting very in the open. If that smoke had dissipated any earlier, that could have been maybe one of those awkward things where Twist hits one of those shots. But right now, Stan was the one who could have made a difference and been maybe the game changer. But for now, we kind of expect this was a good little half buy coming out from Liquid. They made a couple of hits here and there. And maybe we can get a couple of exit kills as well for Twist.
Yeah, that's a nice find, absolutely. Extra AK if you can keep it alive. Pasho is the guy very aware with the other keep clearing out Banana. And yeah, it doesn't necessarily matter if Twist wanted to go for that because they're going to have the money for a full buy next time, but he wants to have as much money as humanly possible moving forward. So it's going to be 13-10. Virtus.pro still getting closer and closer. We've now got a game in our hands, Lauren.
That we do, and I just can't wait to see the first real kind of buy back into this from Liquid. I want to see what they go for. JDM's not been the swing factor that he was in the last time we saw these close situations, so I'm wondering who's going to have to be the one to step up to this. Who's going to be the guy to make that impact happen? So far, Stan's been great, considering he was having a very slow start, and then he's really switched up.
A lot of his impact came on the T side. I mean, their CT side hasn't been great, admittedly. No. I mean, they haven't had. I mean, like we said, this is basically the first full buy we're going to see out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is where you would expect someone like JDM, and the question becomes, do they want him to get aggressive somewhere? Do they want him to try and peek a window that's been naded out a couple times by VP, so maybe they go away from that? Do they want him to play in Banana, try and get a pick there? Do they want to mess around with those boosts over the smoke like Elise just did? So there's plenty of options available.
And this is the time that they'll be discussing it.
But yeah, on the other side of things, it is Pasha. Phenomenal game out of him. 25-16. Bialy 19-16. Taz is 15-14.
Taz isn't doing bad either. Like normally Taz will get a lot of flack. You know, he's not exactly the the rock solid performer, but he's definitely been keeping more than up to par in this. You know, his work towards Pit before his little hit and miss on occasion. You know, the one play where they came streaming through, he took an option. It wasn't quite the right run, right one. I'm so tired. But beyond that, it's been pretty decent all around. I've been well impressed. But this is the fun part. We got the double AWP. Now, this was great against Astralis. That was something that really caught my eye. But making it count here, this is a bit of an all-in almost. It's a lot of money invested here.
Listen, we've been critical of teams busting out double ops on this map in the past as well. This is not. There's a lot of emphasis on retakes. And is VP just going for a contact? They slow it down. Looked like they just wanted to march up in, throw a pop flash, and get through. There is a crossfire at the top of mid. JDM on one side with the AWP and Stanislaw on the other with an M4. This is a pretty reserved setup from both teams. Nitro at Banana with the op just holding an angle, see if anyone's going to walk into it. It doesn't happen, so he backs off.
Virtus.pro retained a lot of utility, as of Liquid. There's no one going to be suffering off the back of this initial foray, but Bialy's been a real nuisance playing towards A at the moment. He's been consistently finding ways to make it a little more uncomfortable. Bit of a show towards B. A smoke goes in, a couple of steps here and there. But VP aren't, rushing into things. They are taking their time. They want to get the lay of the land.
They really are. JDM now peeking the angle at mid. Molotov again comes out to slow him down. That's going to be frustrating for a team that seems like they're poised. This is Neo attempting to throw some kind of a fake, and it works. It pulls Stanislaw just that far back. He's no longer peeking down. Neither is JDM. This has given Virtus.pro the opening they need, but he is found by Elish. Fully aware to get caught out, but here comes Balcony, but Twist and JDM hold down, and there's the pounce.
This is great until now. Pasha's only 15 HP really though, and Bialy's pretty low himself too. Elish deals with Bialy, but where is Pasha? Only 20 seconds. Highly unlikely to pull this one out. He's going to try something here, but what are you up to, Pasha? JDM, what a round to finally start getting on the board when your team needs you the most. And now there is money left on Virtus.pro, but not a great deal, and Liquid are finally back with the reins.
Yes, and the big thing is at 14-10 as well. If they win this next round, because like you said, money's not good for Neo and Snacks. It remains to be seen if Pasha's going to get the AWP or if he'll drop an AK-47 over, but this is probably the last great buy that Virtus.pro has. If they don't win it, then Team Liquid's going to be in a great position to just take the match because their last round will be against Pistols. So
Map, Jason, don't get excited. No. Best of 3. Come on.
Apologies.
Come on now.
Apologies.
How dare you?
You're exactly right. That was a great round for JDM to step up because it seemed like VP had everything they could have wanted. Neo pulls off that fake. It lures the defense away from their positions at top mid that they'd held for over a minute into that round. It seemed like it gave Virtus.pro the window they needed, but they get in position just perfectly, just at the last moment they had to do it.
Bloody hell, has Neo got a Mac 10?
Don't like that.
No. He's not got a great deal of money, but
No.
still, like, it's rough. It's really going to be tough. No head armor on Elision Nitro, so maybe B would be vulnerable to him just flying up there if he can get past the utility. And we're going to find out if he can. Deep Molotovs coming through from Banana. We've seen that Snacks had some issues, maybe getting flashbacks from that. As Neo prepares himself, he'll be just thrown into these situations. You can't exactly play slow and cautious with this thing. Does have the bomb to hand, though. An incredibly deep hold towards Pit here. Only 2 players towards A. This could be good, but JDM doesn't land the first. Where's the follow-up? Good flash will hinder the approach. Taz is the first to fall, but the second now comes out. That's Neo down. Only 2 remain from VP. Limited amounts of impact to be made, and Twist does get the follow-up, and yeah, this has got to be shut out. Great rotates as well. They get there on time, too, which is more impressive.
Yeah, I had a little bit of a worry moment when JDM misses that opening shot, but he eventually does find it. The double pit works perfectly, luring them into Twist M4. And yeah, you see another pause. This is what I talked about. Actually, there's going to be 1 player reconnecting for the VP side, but yeah, the money's not great. Most players sitting right around 2,000. Snacks has 3,000, but even the rifle buys, if there are going to be any, will be very, very weak.
Yeah. And I've got to feel this is a really good start for Liquid. If you're about to go into Nuke against VP,
Yeah,
you
definitely.
need this.
Yeah, you can't go 0-1 into Nuke versus Virtus.pro.
No, it's probably one of the only maps you could say not flat out, but you can bank a little on that VP can deliver.
Yes.
Right? It's the ones that kind of hold up to standard, whereas the rest is you never know what you're going to get. And especially if Pasha's having a great game, if that applies to Nuke as well, that's quite exciting. I don't know Liquid's map pool enough or how well they play to look at Nuke and see there being an option for them.
It's all right.
Filled with confidence,
Yeah.
brimming.
Yeah,
It's all right.
it's all right.
If it was a color, probably beige. Really
Yeah,
good.
that's actually a pretty good description.
Yeah, real
I think.
beige. But the double up's still out, of course, for Liquid. We haven't really seen Nitro tested too much yet. JDM was turning up to task, that was nice to see. And it's a technical timeout. It's gone from like one tactical team to the other tactical team to now a technical. So many timeouts, Jason.
Yes. Well, I mean, it is an intense match. This is for elimination, Lauren. The loser of this is knocked out of ESL One New York.
That's quite sad, isn't it?
It is. So obviously, well, I mean, still, a player did drop
So-
out of the server. Yeah.
Who was in the? It was Na'Vi won it last time, right? They won the
Correct.
last.
It was Na'Vi Virtus.pro in the grand final.
So we could either lose one of the North American hopes, or we lose a previous finalist.
Listen, if
I just like to make storylines, right, Jason? I'm just clutching at straw.
could have a situation where the North American teams contributed, knocking out both the grand finalists from last year. It's Cloud9 beat Na'Vi. Liquid would
Now
knock them
that
out.
would be nice, wouldn't it? That'd be a nice little storyline. But what isn't nice, what is a little dreary and lacking, is the purchase from Virtus.pro. Severely limited on a good couple of fronts, down to CZs, Deagles, UMPs. Other side, okay, not perfect utility, but everything else is pretty darn nice. And they've used a fair bit of that utility already.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's one thing that this Team Liquid team has been doing here on the CT side of Inferno is they're using a lot of utility pretty early on in these rounds. And there's a lot of utility being. You can see they want to challenge top mid, and this is a great read. 4 players here for Team Liquid. This is going to be difficult. They even got a player watching for this play.
Look at this smoke wall. Okay, they're doing the smoke kind of wall out from balcony to pit. This is kind of nice, but
Joke's on you, no one's in pit.
yeah, that's the problem. They've got control of nothing. And well, sure, Liquid are happy with this. Like, sure, pen yourselves in. This is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, this call from VP, you love seeing it. It's always a fun tactic to watch it come to fruition. Unfortunately, it just gets countered perfectly just by the call, because then they're stuck at having to fight their way back through their own smoke wall, and you can see the result of that. It is going to
There
be
it
Team
is.
Liquid taking the first map in the series. They had to do it. Next up is Nuke. 16-10 is the final score.